The House and Senate Republican leaders have reached an agreement in principle on the most sweeping tax legislation in this country in more than 30 years. They would provide steep tax cuts to corporations and wealthy Americans and more modest tax cuts to middle and low income families. Now, we haven't seen a full analysis of this final agreement, but what they've been working on is the House passed a big tax bill, the Senate passed a big tax bill, and they've been working to blend the two. And previous analyses of each of these bills says that they would add about $1 trillion to the deficit over the next decade when you take into account economic growth that might come from this. Overall, the package cuts taxes by about $1.5 trillion. Now, some of the big provisions that they have in there, they're going to lower the top tax rate for individuals from 39.6% to 37%. Currently, the top tax rate only applies to families making more than $470,000. So this would help high-income families. They would cut the corporate income tax rate from 35% to 21%, which would be a big savings for businesses. Republicans have billed this as a big tax cut for the middle class. And at least the analyses of the previous bills that they passed showed that it would not be nearly as much for middle and low income families as it would be for wealthy folks. Now, one thing they have done that would help middle and low income families is that they're almost doubling the standard deduction up to $24,000 for a married couple. That would allow a lot of families who might have itemized their deductions before to just take the standard deduction, and what they say is that you would be able to fill out your taxes on a form the size of a postcard. Democrats are saying this is a big giveaway to the wealthy and to corporations. And the president has pushed back on that, and so have Republican leaders in Congress. You know, first of all, they're complaining because they haven't been able to see the final details yet. Republican leaders say that those will be unveiled by the end of the week. And really what they're complaining about is they're saying that, look, this is not really geared toward the middle class and that this is mainly geared toward the wealthy and to corporations. But they also worry that this bill is going to add to the budget deficit over the years. Now, Republicans have said they expect this bill to generate enough economic growth that would lessen the impact or even erase the impact on the budget deficit. Today, the Fed chairwoman, Janet Yellen, came out and said that she expects the tax package to have just a modest lift to the economy.